Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Before we begin, I want to say something that's really important. Mental health affects all of us, whether you're in middle school, high school, college, or just trying to navigate life. Everyone experiences stress, anxiety, sadness, or moments when things feel overwhelming. This presentation isn't about diagnosing anyone, it's about recognizing when we or someone we care about may need support, learning healthy ways to cope, and remembering that asking for help is a sign of strength and not weakness. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Have you ever felt this way? Think about these questions. Have you ever stayed awake because your mind won't stop racing? Have you lost interest in things that you used to love? Maybe you felt anxious walking to class, giving a presentation, or even responding to a text message. Or maybe someone close to you has seemed different lately, more withdrawn, angry, or even more emotional than usual. If any of these sound familiar, you are not alone. Today's goal is to understand why these feelings happen and what we can do about them. So, mental health is health. Your brain deserves care just like any other part of your body does. If you sprain your ankle, you seek help without hesitation. You don't just walk it off, you go to the doctor because your body needs help healing. Our brains deserve the same care. Mental illnesses are mental conditions and not personal failures. And according to national statistics, 1 in 5 young people between the ages of 13 and 24 experience a mental health disorder every year. There's probably someone in every classroom, every friend group, or even a family member is experiencing some sort of mental health concern. So, everyone has bad days, and that's completely normal. Mood disorders, however, are different. They last for weeks, days, even months, and begin affecting everyday life school, work, friendships, sleep, and motivation. If these symptoms continue for more than 2 weeks, it's definitely worth talking to someone that you trust or a mental health professional. Early support makes a big difference. Common signs include sadness, loss of interest, low energy, difficulty concentrating. So, again, if the symptoms last more than 2 weeks, make sure you're talking to someone because you do not have to carry this alone. Understanding anxiety. Let's talk a little bit about anxiety. Anxiety isn't bad itself, it's actually your brain trying to protect you. Feeling nervous before a test, a job interview, or a performance is normal, but anxiety becomes a problem when fear takes over your daily life. Maybe you avoid class because you're afraid of being called on. Maybe checking your email makes your heart race. And maybe you overthink every conversation afterwards. This isn't weakness, it's something that many people experience and it can be treated. Anxiety happens because of many factors. Some are biological, like genetics or brain chemistry. Others are psychological, like trauma or bullying. Social pressure, financial stress, lack of sleep, family conflict, discrimination, and even social media can all contribute to anxiety. And remember, it's never your fault. Understanding depression. Depression is so much more than just feeling sad. It can make simple tasks feel impossible. Getting out of bed, taking a shower, answering messages, doing homework, seeing your friends. Depression often tells people things that are not true. It says nobody cares, I'm a burden, I'll never feel better. And those thoughts are symptoms, not facts. Depression is treatable and recovery is possible. The first step is just talking to someone. Remember, you are not defined by your hardest days. So, a couple of coping strategies that you can have are talking to someone. That could be a friend, a parent, a professor, counselor, coach, or a mentor. If it feels hard, write it down. Many people find journaling or using the notes app on their phone easier at first. I know I like to write on my notes app, whatever I'm feeling. Also, make sure not to isolate yourself. Spending 10 minutes with someone that you trust or taking a short walk outside can help interrupt negative thought patterns. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but small steps matter. A couple of grounding techniques that you can have. Sometimes anxiety becomes so overwhelming that it feels like you're losing control. Grounding techniques help bring your attention back to the present. For example, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. This is probably my personal favorite technique. Please find some 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, and 2 things that you can smell, 1 thing that you can taste. This reminds your brain that you're safe right now. Another technique to ground yourself is box breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for four, and breathe out for four. Hold in again for four, and repeat 4 times. Your breathing tells your nervous system that the danger has passed. Another simple strategy is to hold something cold. Hold an ice cube, a cold water bottle, wash your hands with cold water. A sudden temperature change can help interrupt panic by redirecting your brain's attention. Here are a few more strategies that you can try. Name 5 colors, count backwards from 100 by sevens, carry a small object like a keychain, a smooth stone, or a bracelet and focus on its texture. Stretch your shoulders, neck, and hands while paying attention to how your muscles feel. Or you can practice the rain technique. Recognize what you're feeling, allow the feeling to exist without judging it, investigate what may have triggered it, nurture yourself with kindness, and remind yourself that emotions are temporary. Here are a couple of coping skills if you are going into college or are in college. College and university does come with unique stress, balancing classes, work, relationships, finances, living away from home. And so here are a couple of coping strategies. Use a planner or calendar to break assignments into smaller tasks. Visit your professors during office hours. This one is really important. Professors are actually very understanding. You just have to talk to them. Take study breaks every 60 to 90 minutes, even if it means getting a snack, taking a walk around campus, or chatting with a friend. Make sure that you are taking a break between studying so it doesn't become super overwhelming. Take advantage of the free counseling services offered by your college, whether it's by your student health center, health and well-being, they are there to help you. Eat regular meals even during busy weeks. This is very big for college students. Sometimes college students just survive off a top ramen, like a sopa maruchan. So make sure that you're actually eating your vegetables, some protein, all of the good things that you're supposed to be eating. Join a club to build community. Again, I believe I already said this, but I think this is the most important thing. It really does help the feeling of being alone. Go outside for sunlight every day and remember your grades do not determine your worth. Of course, you want to have good grades to pass your classes and get to the end of the race, but you're not determined by your grades. And there is always help like tutoring if you do start to slip and struggle. As for high school students, high school can also feel overwhelming. Homework, sports, family expectations, friend drama, college applications, social media. Healthy coping skills include creating a homework routine, limiting screen time before bed, talking with trusted teachers or counselors, moving your body every day, even on a short walk, and making time for hobbies you genuinely enjoy. Avoid comparing yourself to what you see online. Social media usually shows someone's highlight reel, not their everyday reality. Remember, food and sleep matter. Your brain needs fuel, and eating balanced meals help regulate your mood and energy. Try to include protein, healthy fats, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains throughout the day. Sleep is equally as important. Young adults generally need between 8 and 10 hours of sleep each night, and lack of sleep can make anxiety and depression feel so much worse. This is especially important if you're in high school, if you're in college. Honestly, no matter how what your age is or how old you are, but especially if you're like in school, you definitely need to relax. You need to take that break. Going back to if you're in college, make sure that you use your resources. Like if your school has a food pantry and you can't afford to buy yourself food, that's a great way to make sure that you stay fed. So, in supporting someone else, if someone opens up to you, don't feel like you need all the answers. Just listen. Sometimes the most powerful words are, I'm glad you told me. I'm here with you. You don't have to go through this alone. If someone talks about suicide or self harm, take it seriously. Tell a trusted adult or professional immediately. You're helping, not betraying them. If you're the one struggling, and if you're struggling today, I want you to hear this. You deserve help. You deserve support. You deserve to feel better. Tell someone. Make an appointment with the counselor. Save crisis resources in your phone if you need them. Asking for help is one of the strongest things a person can do. Again, you don't have to do this alone. Mental health does not define you. Healing isn't linear. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. Again, thank you for being here today, and please reach out to a friend, a counselor, or a helpline. Support is always available, and asking for help is a sign of strength. Here are a couple of resources and support that you can reach out to if you need help. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you learned a little bit more about how to take care of yourself today.